Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for our webinar on CPAP and BiLEVEL educational event. My name is Shelley Klein, and I'm one of the respiratory therapists. I am joined by Deanna Rubinchik and Kelly Akers, our other respiratory therapists. Well, Lori's not in the room with us, but she is attending on the call here. So today we're going to talk about a couple of different things. I'm going to start with CPAP care and cleaning, and we will be sharing our screen with you. So when you were all set up on your CPAPs, you received a lot of information in a short amount of time. And it's not easy for everybody to remember all that. We do try to give useful, helpful handouts. So today, the important thing to remember is cleaning your equipment is important to your health, and it will help reduce your pressure sores when you have a properly fitting mask. So care of your PAP device, bedside use. You always want to make sure that the device is not on the floor, that it's not above your head, that it's on a bedside table within 6 inches of your head height. If it's too high, you could roll over and accidentally pull it down into your bed and hit your head or your bed partner's head. If it's too low, animals tend to chew on tubing down there and create holes, or you could trip on it if you get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night. Moving your device. When you need to move your device for like cleaning underneath it, or if you're traveling, which I'll get into next, always make sure that there's no water left in your chamber, because sometimes it can tip and water can go in places that it shouldn't go. Traveling with your device, always bring your device when you travel. You will not enjoy your vacation if you don't have your PAP device with you. Always make sure you have your power cords, and if it's a 2-part power cord, bring both of them. If you are staying in a hotel room where you're not sure what their electrical outlet situation will be, you may want to bring a power strip with a surge protector on it in case it's hidden behind the bedside table in the hotel room. This way you can set the power strip on the bedside table and plug your CPAP into it. However, more hotels nowadays actually have plugins right on a little lamp on the bedside table. So, but not all. So always be prepared. Make sure that you have your tubing and your mask and your headgear and your water chamber empty, of course. And some traveling, like if you're traveling on an airplane, the airlines may require you to have a letter from your doctor that says that you use this that this is a medical device. Do not pack it in your luggage. Carry it on with you always. And when I say this to people, I always think of commercials that you used to see where they would have monkeys jumping on Samsonite suitcases when you were kids, and how they would crunch the ones that weren't Samsonite. But if you've ever watched luggage carriers at the airports, they just pick up the luggage and they throw it. There is no care and gentleness to it. And if your device is damaged, you won't be able to use it while you're traveling. And insurance more than likely will not pay for the replacement of that, and neither will the airlines. So carry it on with you. It's a medical device. It is allowed to be an extra carry-on with you. If you are concerned about having distilled water while you're traveling, it's okay to use another form of bottled water. Just make sure that you go through heavier vinegar cleaning when you get home, and I'll review that in one of the next upcoming slides. So, what products do I need to clean my CPAP device? Well, it's simple, it's easy. Water, soap, white vinegar. My mother always calls it distilled. She won't call it white. And then some sort of a container to clean them in, whether that is a Rubbermaid tub, a kitchen dishes, washing tub, a very large Ziploc bag. It's all entirely up to you. Soap, we recommend a mild and gentle soap that's not scented. It has no antibacterial, no antimicrobial. You know, sometimes baby shampoo is one of the easiest and least expensive items to get. You can get that like at the dollar store. Um, some people like to use Dreft, which is a baby laundry detergent, and that is fine too. If you use something with like Dawn has the grease fighting stuff, that particular aspect of the soap will deteriorate the cushion on your mask faster than you want it to. White vinegar in a container. All righty. So the vinegar recipe is 1 part white vinegar and 3 parts of tap water, and you want to soak items in this for 30 minutes. Filters, everybody has a filter on your CPAP device. If you have an older device, it may have a foam filter that's gray and a white filter. Most devices that are 5 years or newer just have white filters. They should be white. You should check them weekly. If they are gray, if they have dust bunnies growing on them, they need to be replaced. Kelly is going to go over, after I'm done with my portion, how to get replacement products for your PAP devices. The machine surface itself should be wiped down or dusted off on a weekly basis. We don't want you to use anything like a spray 409 or what you would use to clean your tub and tile cleaner. Just a wet cloth, a wet cloth that's been wrung out. We don't want it soaking wet. Don't ever put it in your dishwasher. I had a patient who did that once. Yeah, just wipe it down and dust it off. Your tubing. Do I really need to clean my tubing? A lot of people think with the newer tubings nowadays, the heated wire tubings, that they may not need to clean them. And you do. Your tubing should be cleaned every week. If you have water in your tubing, look at it every morning. If there's water in your tubing, disconnect it from your machine and from your mask and hang it upside down from your shower head or over your shower curtain to let any of the moisture drain out. Most of the machines that are newer, also, once you turn it off, the blower still blows to try and get some of that water out of there and help dry it out. So that's an option too, but always check it to see. Your tubing should be washed weekly in the warm soapy water and then soak it in the vinegar and water solution for a half an hour. Some people choose to take their tubing into the shower with them, pour their baby shampoo in it, water from the shower head, and grab both ends and move one arm up and the other one down, and then the other arm up and the other one down to kind of slosh the soapy water around and then rinse it out from the shower head. You know, that's just an option. Some people think that's easy. Other people just soak it in the sink, wash it in the sink, and rinse it out in the sink. Whatever fits your lifestyle. So your mask, your cushion, which is the part that touches your face, or your pillows, which is the part that covers the opening to your nostrils. And if you have a forehead pad, those would be a really old mask, but some people still like those. They should be washed every day. We all shed dead skin cells, sweat, and oil, even if you wash your face at night. They should be washed every day. Washing them daily preserves the texture of the silicone that the cushion is made out of. Less frequent washing or no washing at all can either make them very brittle, or it can make them so soft and soggy, shall we say, that they don't actually create a seal on your face. Either way, what happens is your mask isn't fitting well, so you keep tightening up the head straps, and pretty soon everybody knows you wear CPAP because you have markings wherever your mask fits or where the headgear goes across your face. Some people have actually broken out in sores, pressure sores, on the bridge of their nose. So cleaning is a must. Daily on the cushion. The entire mask, which is the frame and the headgear, should be washed weekly. Consider your headgear like your pillowcase on your bed. Again, we shed dead skin cells, sweat, and oil, and hair product for those of us that wear that, use that. And that all can cake up in your headgear and can cause it to lose its elasticity also. So washing it in that warm soapy water, I don't recommend putting it in the washer and dryer because the Velcro tends to wear out faster. One of the things I recommend when I ask people to wash their headgears weekly is to leave it attached to the frame. That way you don't lose where the fitting is right now, and you'll just have to put your cushion back into it. Oh, look, I got ahead of myself. Cleaning your headgear, wash it weekly, like I said. Yes. So your water chamber, we recommend that you always use distilled water. Of course, if you're traveling, you may not be able to take it with you, and so using bottled water is okay. Daily, every morning, we like you to dump the water out of your water chamber and let it drip dry upside down. Every other day, wash it in warm soapy water, and then weekly soak it in the vinegar and water solution. Now, some people say, well, it's just the airflow going through there. And I'm the only one breathing on it. So let me give you an example. If you had a glass of water that you left sit on your counter every day and you drank part of it, let's say a third of it, throughout the day, and then the next day you didn't dump it out, but you added to it, and then you did this for a month's time, you would be growing bacteria in there, and your stomach can handle far more bacteria than your lungs can. And so that's why we recommend that you dump the water out from your chamber every morning and then fill it at night. If you find that you're filling it to the max line and you're only using half of it, then the next night only fill it half full. The amount of moisture that you use depends on the humidity in your home. So if it's summer and it's hot, or maybe not so hot, but you don't have your air conditioning on and your windows are open and the humidity is high outside, you're going to go through less water than you would if it's wintertime when your furnace is on and the humidity level in your home is lower. So some of my tips for keeping your equipment clean and your mask fitting well is to wash your face at night before putting your mask on. Use a gentle soap, dry it, make sure it's completely dry. Moisturizer, if you are a person that loves to moisturize at night, and who doesn't, put your moisture on at least 1/2 hour prior to putting your mask on so that it has time to absorb. Don't use oils at night on your face because the CPAP mask absolutely will not stay in place. But if you use some sort of moisturizing cream or lotion, if you wash your face, put the lotion on, and then wait a 1/2 hour before putting your CPAP on, that should be okay. Do your cleaning on your mask in the morning if possible. That way it gives your headgear time to clean, or your mask time to clean, or not time to clean, time to dry off. So you're not putting a wet headgear on your head and your cushion's not wet when you're putting it on your face. I don't have any other things on that. So do we have any questions from the group? Oh, so we do have a question. Why is white vinegar used? Oh, I love that question. Back in the day when I was a young RT, they used to actually clean home equipment with bleach, but that is a no-no because it wasn't rinsed well, and people would actually burn they could burn their lungs with the bleach. So the white vinegar is a disinfectant, and it's a natural disinfectant. If you don't like the smell of the vinegar, after you've soaked it in the vinegar, make sure you rinse it fully with cold water, and that gets rid of the vinegar smell. I see we have a question from another person. How about using a UV light or ozone cleaner?
What a perfect segue.
That is a perfect segue for Kelly. She's going to be talking about other products that we have here and replenishment. Thank you for your questions.
All right, so here at Handy, we do not recommend the ozone cleaners. They do ward some of the warranties, and it is activated oxygen creating the ozone. We do really like the Lumen. It is a proven lab tested device that kills 99.99% of bacteria and viruses. It's very easy to use. You can use it on other household products such as keys, your cell phone. They did publish a white pages on this product that they have put on the web if you wanted to look at that. It works by emitting high energy UV light, and you can actually, and I'll take it apart so you can see how easy it is to use, but it has this drawer, and you can see inside of it, it's covered by mirrors so that the UV light will penetrate and reach all items that you put in here. And there comes a tray that you put inside. And then you place all of your items on top of that. And the UV light, it takes 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute cycle. And we do recommend that for your CPAP mask and your accessories. Now the hose is different. You would need a CPAP or a Lumen bullet for the hose. It acts the same way as the Lumen box does with the UV effect. You hook it onto the end of the hose. It is a 2-minute cycle that comes with a USB rechargeable battery, and you can use it for up to 30 cycles on that one battery life. It does not, unfortunately, work on the heated hoses, which do come with most of the newer CPAPs, but that's an option as well. We carry both of those items, and with any CPAP cleaner, you're going to notice, like Shelly pointed out, that you will have still, even after pulling it out from the Lumen, you might have residue on your mask that needs to be wiped off. You might, even though it's sanitized, it's not going to be necessarily clean and free of any debris that's left on there. So there's also, we recommend the CPAP cleaning wipes. These are alcohol free. You can get them scented or unscented, but they are very nice, especially for traveling if you're wanting to wipe any debris off of your accessories or your CPAP mask. Next, we will go over resupplying and replacement for your CPAP items. Now, a question I get a lot, I brought some masks with me so that we can go through the individual parts of the mask itself. So I'll start off with our full face. We've got our full face mask here. Now we carry multiple of these. I just picked one so we could go through the pieces and parts for replenishing. So this is a full face mask. This is a complete mask system. You've got your headgear, you have your cushion, which is the squishy part of your mask. And then you've got this plastic frame in front, and this is the frame. So a full face mask, a complete mask system, can be replenished or resupplied once every 6 months. And these are the Medicaid guidelines, which are the most strict. So we're going to go based off of that. If you do have questions on what your insurance company will cover, you can give us a call. You can also call your insurance company and see what their specific guidelines are. So for a full face mask complete system, you can get one of those once every 6 months via insurance. The headgear just by itself is also once every 6 months. The cushion is once a month. And we've got also the hose itself is once every 3 months. If you use a chin strap with a nasal mask or nasal pillows to eliminate any mouth breathing, that is also once every 6 months. Your reusable filters, now the reusables are in some of the older units or the Philips Stream Station units. The reusable ones you can do once every 6 months. The disposable filter that comes in most of the newer machines and the ResMed machines, you can get 2 per month with those. If you're trying to renew a whole machine, your CPAP or BiPAP machine, insurance will pay for one of those once every 5 years. The humidity chamber, where you're putting your distilled water only, you will be replacing that once every 6 months. For the nasal mask users, I have a nasal mask set up here, very similar to the full face. Of course, this one only covers the nose instead of the nose and mouth, but you can see headgear here. We've got our nasal cushion. Let's take that off. And so these are just the separate pieces that you're gonna be resupplying. So the same thing with your nasal pillow cushion, you can get 2 per month with that. Complete nasal mask, you can get the whole thing once every 6 months. If you only needed the headgear, that's one every 6 months as well. Okay, so that is it on replenishing and replacing your items. And do we have any questions over replenishing items?
Oh, so Tom, I see that you have a SoClean machine. Does that work effectively to clean? It does work effectively to clean because it's an ozone. I don't know if you have a ResMed or a Respironics, but there has been some manufacturers, both manufacturers actually, say that if you use a SoClean now with their machines, it voids out the warranty.
Yes.
So we do not recommend using them anymore because of the damage they can cause internally inside the motor and deteriorating foam inside the machine. All right, I think those are all the questions.
All right, so I have a couple of just random tips and tricks for especially the newer users for the CPAP machines. A lot of these tips and tricks come from things that we've heard just, throughout working with our customers and frequent questions that we receive from them. A lot of the new users for the CPAPs, they wake up frequently and they tend to remove their mask and wake up and not even remember doing it. That's just because your body's not used to that being there yet. It thinks it's a foreign object and you're in the middle of the night, you're annoyed and not wanting it there. So I have heard that it sounds silly, but wearing gloves at night, any kind of gloves, but gloves in general. They even specify using the ones that don't have the grips on them, so you can't grip it and take it off in the middle of the night. I have heard that does work. Wearing it during the day, if you're not getting used to your CPAP machine, the pressure or the mask, we do recommend that wearing it around the house while you're doing daily chores or just watching TV. Start out wearing your mask first. You'll get made fun of by those that you live with, but you get used to it. Let your body and your mind know that it's supposed to be there. You can then move on to plugging it into your hose and turning on your CPAP machine while you're awake, watching TV, just getting used to feeling that pressure and what it is supposed to feel like. With the heated tubings, you'll notice when you even turn off your machine and stop your therapy, there will be some air that is some residual airflow still flowing through that tubing. This is normal. We do get, questions on that. I turned it off and there's still air coming out. This is supposed to happen. This is the way that the machine cools itself down and also gets rid of any condensation that has built up in that tubing. If you are getting condensation in your tubing, this is another frequent question. So usually and typically you will get rid of that condensation or eliminate it by lowering the humidity of on your unit itself. If that doesn't work, and this is called rain out, it also occurs when heated air cools in your tubing and reaches your mask, causing the damp feeling on your face, and this can be uncomfortable and cause breakouts and stuff as well. So the first tip would be to lower the humidity level of the unit. Run the hose underneath your blanket if you can. Keeping a warmer tubing will help eliminate that condensation from building up. It is recommended that the tubing temperature be between 78 and 82 degrees, also to eliminate some of this condensation. That is my tips and tricks.
Do we have any more questions?
So this is going to be on our website as well. All of this information plus the replacement guidelines are on our Handy website,
which is www.handymedical.com.
That's just a plug for you. Do we have any more questions, concerns?
Looks like we have a lot of attendees. We really appreciate you guys joining us today. I hope that this was helpful for you. All right.
Well, we look forward to doing more of these in the future. And if anybody has any other questions, feel free to give us a call at Handy or reach out on the website.
Have a nice evening.
Okay, before we go, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
We did a drawing for our CPAP pillow randomly through our list of attendees. And congratulations to Tom Dietrich. You are our winner of this lovely CPAP pillow. So I will send you an email probably tomorrow so we can get an address and get that sent out to you. And if they're thank you. A couple questions coming in thanking us for today. I want to thank Shelley, Kelly, and Deanna for being our panelists today and everyone for attending this webinar. Since there are no other questions, we will just close it out and have a lovely evening.